Hi, everyone. Welcome to Smell the Roses. My name is Raquel Rose. Today, we are going to talk about signs you're toxic to yourself. Yes, it's time to have that talk. So, we're going to jump right into it. Number one, self sabotage. You are undermining your success, and self sabotage prevents your personal growth, right? Your comfort eating, your procrastination, your lashing out at others, cheating on your partner, missing deadlines, self medication with things that you haven't been prescribed, defensiveness, perfectionism, refusing to ask for help, picking fights, or creating conflict in your relationships. These are all forms of the way you are self sabotaging yourself. Number two, negative self talk. You criticize yourself constantly. Negative self talk just erodes your self confidence and your self esteem. So stop it. Stop saying that you can't do anything right. You shouldn't even try. Stop saying that nobody likes you, that I should just stop making friends. Don't say things like, I don't like anything about myself, or I'm so dumb, or I'm so stupid. Cut that negative self talk out of your brain. Get it out of your brain. You are worth it. You have to know that, and you have to start acting like it. Number three, avoiding responsibility. So, you like to blame others for your problems, and you're avoiding responsibility, or your avoidance of responsibility is the reason that your personal growth is stunted. So avoiding responsibility prevents your own personal growth, right? Blame shifting is common with people who have symptoms of borderline or narcissistic personality disorders. And I know that people throw around the word narcissism a lot, but if you are the type of person, or even if you know the type of person that's constantly avoiding a responsibility, they do a lot of blame shifting, right? Another thing that you could possibly be doing by avoiding your own responsibility is, when you're doing that, you're shifting the blame to others, and that makes them avoid you altogether. And that's sabotaging you because you need other people in your network to survive, right? So avoidance of responsibility is damaging to your relationship. And then your use of confrontation and the other techniques that you use to blame shift can really cause unwanted outcomes. Like, now you're wondering why you don't have anywhere to go for Thanksgiving. And that's because you've avoided all of the blame all year. And now no one wants to break bread with you. So you need to get out of your way and stop avoiding your own responsibilities. Okay. Number four, negative self care. You're disregarding your own well being. And so you're neglecting your self care, um, not just like your outward self care, like a manicure or a pedicure, or maybe a hydration treatment for your hair. You are avoiding any kind of self care for your physical body, for your mental health, right? Your negative self care might include things like drinking too much alcohol. Um, Maybe you are doing things like harming yourself in ways that involve cutting, or maybe not eating the way that you know that you should be, or starving yourself, right? These are negative self care things that you could be doing that are creating your own toxicity. And it's the reason why you can't jolt forward to get the life that you want. So, negative self care, you want to cut that out. Number 5, you have no boundaries, right? You struggle with setting limits, and your lack of boundaries is what's leading you to be stressed out and burnt out. So, examples of not having boundaries, what are they, right? You get online and you call Kendra G, and you're sharing too many personal or intimate details with everybody that's in her audience, right? So you're sharing personal or intimate details with anyone who will basically listen to you. And that's self sabotage and extremely toxic to you. You let others make decisions for you instead of you making decisions for yourself. And what about accepting disrespectful or abusive behavior from people? Maybe your spouse or your big brother, big sister, little sister, hell, maybe even, an uncle, an aunt, or a parent, right? You accept their disrespectful behavior and it's abusive to you. Or a lack of a boundary could be you can see that a lot of the relationships around you are difficult and dramatic. Loving, caring, nurturing relationships aren't difficult, they aren't dramatic. Nobody's harming you or your personal property or stealing your dog or calling CPS on you, right? And another clue that you could be toxic to yourself is that you yourself have difficulty making decisions. So think about that. Is that you? Is this a toxic trait that you are displaying in your own life? Think about it. And then number 6 is constant comparisons, right? You are constantly comparing yourself to other people, and that is leaving you feeling inadequate compared to others, right? Your comparisons undermine your own self-worth and happiness. How can you be happy for the things that you have when you're thinking and comparing yourself to somebody else who might have things that you want and haven't obtained yet? You have to understand that your life is what you make it, and not comparing yourself to others is important because you don't live off of what they eat, and you also don't die when they die. So you have to make living for yourself as important to you as it is watching and comparing yourself to others. So quit that. Quit comparison. Quit comparing yourself to someone else. So you don't want to do that, because constantly measuring yourself against others is a recipe for inaction and procrastination, because you are thinking so much of that other person and what they have versus what you have, that your mental bandwidth is consumed by the comparison. And that energy could be channeled into better, productive, and activities that foster your own personal growth, that get you closer to that goal. It's okay to look at others and say, "Ooh, I want to be like that." But it's not okay for you to just put all of your energy into comparing yourself to them and then making yourself feel like crap because you don't have the things that those people have. And then number 7, focus on past failures. You obsess over the mistakes that you've made in your past instead of moving forward. You keep leaning into the past when you need to go forward. So you need to learn to reflect when necessary. You diagnose the reason why you failed. And then by diagnosing that failure, right, you're now able to understand why you failed. And then you strengthen your mental model to ensure that you make a better decision the next time you're confronted with a scenario like that again. right? Maybe it's you better prepare for a class you have to retake in college because you got a C and you can't get a C in a master's program. So you get on academic probation and you try to take statistics again. You can't just lean on the fact that you failed statistics because you can't get a C in a master's program. You have to just try again, and you have to pass, and you have to tell yourself that you're worth the effort to do so. So I hope this video was helpful to you. I would like for you to get out of standing in your own way. If we all can take a look at the things that we're unhappy with ourselves about, we can pinpoint the ways that we are toxic and kind of influence that toxicity within ourselves. So try to look at yourself with an unbiased lens. Read these in the description box. If they apply to you, if they've helped you in any way, please drop a comment and let me know. Have a great night, Rosebuds. Bye bye.